A little perspective
What's
is
up,
always
good
helpful.
people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I'm on the road again. You know, I just can't wait to get on the road again. Yeah, I'm always on the road. All right, so it's been one of those interesting days. Really, really interesting. Because Jerry Jones said, one game does not define, the season of what Mike McCarthy has done. We believe in Mike McCarthy and so on. Yeah, to me, that was the dreaded vote of confidence that you don't want to get. Because if the Cowboys somehow going against Tom Brady, where everybody believes that the Cowboys are the better team, and everybody is also saying that the Cowboys will lose and choke, like they say the Cowboys are doing cowboy things. If that happens, you have to best believe with the scenarios that are kind of setting up right now. You got Sean Payton going to Denver for an interview, but I think that's one of those ones that's just to say, I'm ready to get back into football. I can't believe that Sean Payton would actually want to go to Denver. He's already put out there months ago he wants to go to a warm weather location and a team that has a quarterback. Now, you can debate whether or not Denver has a quarterback in Russell Wilson and let's ride, or not. But the problem is going to be is for him to get the playmakers he wants. They gave up 2 number ones, 2 seconds, and a 5th to get Russell Wilson, along with the contract that he has, which is, I think, $47 million a year. That's going to preclude you from being able to do much changing on that offense. And it's not warm in Denver. It's not. So I don't really believe that's where he wants to go. We know that he said he liked San Diego, he liked Arizona, he liked Dallas. So then you now also have Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn is at the top of the charts right now for Denver. The good thing about Dan Quinn is if you made him the coach, the thing that's funny is when you think about Dan Quinn seems to have complete autonomy on the defense. The Cowboys already know him, they have some trust in him and so forth. And Dan Quinn, being the defensive-minded guy, could hire another offensive coordinator, possibly, or Jerry Jones does. I think Kellen Moore, regardless of the numbers that we have as far as yardage and things, sometimes you just want to bang your head against the brick wall when you're watching the Cowboys offense and the play calling. There's no rhyme or reason or anything with that, and that's definitely if the Cowboys end up stinking against Tampa Bay, that you have to figure that there's going to be major changes made. You'd be better off having Dan Quinn as the head coach because you're not going to have to give compensation to New Orleans. Because here's the thing, John Gruden, it's not just saying bring in Sean Payton. You bring in Sean Payton, you've got to compensate the New Orleans Saints because he's still under contract. Even though he retired, does not mean that contract is null and void. They still have 2 more years left on that contract. So you have to basically give them something to say, okay, we're going to release you. And we know that Tampa Bay ended up paying 2 number ones for John Gruden. And dare I say that Sean Payton is definitely better than John Gruden. But be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. The reality is you had Sean Payton with a Hall of Fame quarterback, a great defense, and he won 1 Super Bowl. And that Super Bowl was before Mike McCarthy won his. So a lot of times we as fans always want something new and something different. A lot of y'all said get rid of Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown, man, bench him for Kellen Joseph. You got your wish. How's that working out for you right now? It's not working very well at all. So regardless of what Jerry Jones says, Mike McCarthy is definitely on the hot seat. I'd like to know what y'all's thoughts are. Would you like to see somebody else in here coaching the Cowboys? And, just leave a comment below with what you want. But keep in mind, some of y'all wanted Cliff Kingsbury, who just got fired. Some of y'all wanted Urban Meyer, who got fired last year after 1 year, and so on. The grass isn't always greener on the other side, and the reality is, football is a hard sport to win in. It just is. So, there you go. And if any other news breaks between now and when I get back home, I'll let you know when I get back home. Cowboys get back on the practice field tomorrow, getting ready for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. If there's any good news about playing Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay, basically their pinnacle was actually playing us week 1. For some reason, if you look at guys like Aaron Rodgers had one game where he got 3 touchdown passes. One. That was against us. One of the better games Tom Brady had all season was against us. Everybody always gets up for the Dallas Cowboys. But when you look at the offense for Tampa Bay, they're terrible at running the football. Thank God. Because that's been our Achilles heel, is stopping the run. Mainly, I'd say, because we just don't have the push in the middle, the big guys. And I really, truly miss John Ridgeway being in there. That's one of those mistakes that I was so happy that we started to believe in nose tackles, or i.e., I should say, nose guards. And we had one, a young one, and we let him go. But at least we can hopefully keep Tom Brady one-dimensional. And I know it's crazy to say that, but if we can keep him one-dimensional and we can go ahead and get these guys fired up. If these players are not motivated to play in this game now, I don't want to hear Mike McCarthy say we were nervous before the game. These guys need to start getting fired up right now, because the new season starts right now. And if you can beat Tom Brady and get that off our shoulders, get past the first round, man, the sky's the limit. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Oh, shout out to David Brooks. David Brooks, former, you remember David Brooks, sir? Okay.
JMU?
Yeah. I was talking to him live. He was actually live.
Really?
Yeah, live in South Korea.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about JMU, the Dallas Cowboys. And I said, do you remember Tracy Howard? He's like, your wife? Yeah, I remember her. Of course I did.
He does not.
He said he does.
Only because Allie has reminded him.
Well, okay. Well, I was surprised he remembered me. Yeah, but we both have the same problem. Back in the day at JMU, we were supposed to gain weight for football, and we ate like there was no tomorrow. Now, we're trying to lose weight, can't lose weight. Life is a bitch sometimes. All right, good people. Be safe out there, and happy Taco Tuesday.